Alright, my loves, I am back. Peace, blessings, love, and abundance as always. Let's get this shit popping. So, as I was saying, Sekhmet, how I got that energy. So, it's, I'll have to find the video and I'll put the information so you can look it up on YouTube. I actually was watching some Bobby Hemmitt videos. Spirit was just, over the last month, Spirit has been sending me a lot of videos that deal with energy. Energy, occult, Kabbalah, Kalipov, sexual, sex magic, and sex alchemy, a lot of alchemy, just a lot of alchemy and magic stuff. So I can tell that that's the part in my journey that I'm supposed to be focused on, my meditation, mantras, using all of that, visualization, and really using all that type of stuff to manifest things in my life. So when I came across this Bobby Hemmitt video, and he was like, listen, you just need to take your first name, your middle name, and your last name, and this is your if you are married, it means your what they say your maiden name is, last name. It's not your married name. You take the name that you were born with. If you don't have a middle name, it's fine. You take your first and your last name and you add those numbers up. So mine's added up to number 19. And number 19 was Sekhmet and Pashet. However, Spirit told me it was also Bastet or Bast. And this was not on Bobby Hemmitt's video. He didn't give that particular name out. And I just found that interesting. And the reason why I found that interesting is because Sekhmet is a lioness goddess. She has a lion head, right? And she's actually in mythology married to Ptah. Now, the reason why this shit freaked me, was really freaky, and it's so on point, is because I told the story back how in 2016 I was like, I need to go to Jamaica. I was like, Jamaica was calling me. I didn't get it then because this was August 2016. I was going through a whole bunch of shit mentally because my mind was really really going through, like, really cluttered, cloudy, and just negative, like only seeing all the really fucked up shit, right? So it was really, really diseased. Excuse me. And one of my coworkers is from Jamaica. My ex-coworker, she's from Jamaica, and her father was moving back, and I was like, shit, does he need any help? He got a guest house. I'll stay there. Whatever he need me to do, I'll help out around the house. I'll do whatever. I will go to Jamaica. And I had never been to Jamaica. I had been wanting to go on vacation, like, in Jamaica, and had been looking at trips for Ocho Rios, but it was just something in me. That's how you know it's Spirit speaking, because in this lifetime, I had never been at that time. So, long story short, 2016, the end of that time, December the 9th, that's when I, had what I thought was a panic attack, but that's really when I had a spiritual death. And so that's when my heart chakra opened up. Okay, that's when my heart chakra fully opened, like, got activated. And that's when I was literally, like, it looked like I was saved by the moon, because the moon was, like, right here in my face smiling at me. And 2017, early 2017, I was like, I need to go to Jamaica. At the end of 2016, I had my sister and her children, two of her daughters, braided my hair. And I was wearing braids at the time, earlier, still in 2017. I was still, like, I was telling her, my sister, because she was staying at the time, I was like, look, I need to go to Jamaica. Like, asking her she wanted to go too. And, she had children, so it would have been, quite a bit for her to do at the time. But, long story short, she was staying with me at the time, and then we separated. And, she started doing her thing, because she was also had her conscious awakening at, the beginning stages, but she started before me. And on July the 7th, 2017, that's when I went to Jamaica, and for the first time. And I had, before I went, like, I was listening to a lot of Bob Marley, mainly Satisfy My Soul, and That song, Bob Marley. Bob Marley. I don't care how short he was. That man, his soul though. What that soul do? His soul, nigga. Everything. So I was listening to a lot of Bob Marley and just reggae as a whole, because I had made a reggae track list, like with the old shit, like, you know, Murder, She Wrote and all that. And then, you know, I wind up going on July the 7th. So since I have been watching Rastafari stuff on YouTube, one of the things that I knew I wanted to do was meet a Rasta. I kept saying, oh, I just want to meet a Rasta. I just want to meet a Rasta. I was like, I was so serious about that shit. I wanted to meet a Rasta. I was like, I need to. I feel I have to. So I get to Jamaica. And then when I first started like walking around the city, all these Rasta men kept noticing me, and they kept saying, Empress, 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 you know, princess, 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 all around. Like, I was like, oh, okay, hi, you know, thank you. And, you know, I was just like nod or whatever like that. And it's just something, I just felt connected to them. Like, I felt like they was family. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like shit, this is Rasta, they family. They for real family. I didn't quite have a complete understanding of Rastafari, Ali Selassie the First and Empress Menen, and that whole dynasty, that lineage, and really what he stood for, and all about Ethiopia in that way. At that time, I didn't have a clear, you know, history of the whole thing, but I just knew I felt a connection to it. And the first week that I was there, I met a Rasta, and I was in love. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie, I was taken aback, and I love me some locks, honey. I love some locks. So, yes. So I'm saying all that to say, and then not just that, like all of the Rastas, they just like, every Rasta I met was really accepting of me. Either they wanted to date me, most of them wanted to date me, and they would be like, you a real empress, and all these things. Like, they could just feel, or real African, like they could feel my vibes, and they felt my soul, is what they felt, a soul connection, because I felt a soul connection to them. And remember, like, the energy you put out, you get back. I knew that I'm a lioness. I knew I was a lioness. So to do the math on that shit, when it came to the Cypher, the Egyptian Cypher, and with my name, and it added to 19, and it be connected to Sekhmet, who is the lioness goddess, that right there struck me as like shit. And so then now this is where some information actually that came from Bobby Hemmitt. I was watching one of the videos. It's actually 4 parts to the video, but it was only one on YouTube, and I would have to sign up for this monthly thing in order to even get access to the other 3 videos. However, he was saying that the light being that actually started Rastafari, like started the ball rolling on it, actually came to him. He actually came to him through channel. That's where the next step I'm working on, and that's where it really comes with releasing fears and not being afraid of anything that's on the other side, because all is mine. So all of it is connected to me anyway, just like it's all connected to you. And anything on the spirit, the only difference is it just is not in this physical encasing. It's no longer in this prison or prism. It's not trapped anymore. So, or and some of it never was in a physical existence. You know, everything that's in spiritual didn't come down here. So, anywho's, he was saying that the energy that originated that shit actually had incarnated back in the 1800s in Jamaica. He purposely incarnated there to start Rastafari, and he is tied to Emperor Ali Selassie the First, to that lineage. And his name, the name that he gave Brother Bobby Hemmitt, was Henry, but the African name is Ptah, Neter, Unra. So Ptah, like Sekhmet and Ptah in mythology, okay? Neter, which everybody, any melanated person should know Neter, Neter, and it's Unra. Now, the way they had to spell on the video was Un-Ra. However, it could be that way. I took it as Un-A-N, Ra, because if you think of ancient Egypt, a lot of the deities' names started with an A, you know what I'm saying, like Amun Ra and things like that. So I took the A, Akhenaten and all that, I took it as an A, Un, and then Ra, R-A, Ra. So where you get the Rastafari, and Ra means sun as well. So yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness. So I have the Sekhmet energy, and Sekhmet in mythology married to Ptah. Ptah, Neter, Unra started Rastafari. You know, was the actual energy. The father is actually the true father of it, which is the line of what Ali Selassie the first came from. And you just start seeing that how there's no such thing as a coincidence, okay? So that's where that's why I knew deep down inside that Jamaica is where I needed to be, is why I felt at home when I was in Jamaica and I had just got there, and why I met so many people so easily and connected with people so easily, because I automatically knew, like, this is another one of my homes. Like, I've been here before. This is meant for me to be there. And the other energy, Bast or Bastet. So Bastet or Bast energy, she originated as a lion goddess as well, or a lion deity as well. So that's two lions, okay, energy that my name takes on. And then in other parts of Kemet, they changed her to a cat deity. This is why the cat shit is so important when it comes to me. Until I was about 38, so about 2 years ago, I didn't fuck with cats. I was a dog person because that's how I was programmed. My family didn't do cats. We had a dog when I was little. I had a dog who actually, you know, transitioned and everything like that. And I always thought that cats were, you know, because in programming, when they show you cats, they like to associate them with evil witches and things like that and make them look like they're bad and evil. So yeah, I didn't really fuck with them like that. So when I was in Jamaica, though, I actually had my first cat and I named her Sheba. And I love my Sheba. Sheba would stay up under me, be in my lap. I filmed my very first video that I uploaded. Sheba's in that video, and Sheba has this like tigress type of pattern, and it's a lot of cats in Jamaica that have that pattern, but her pattern was like really cool because right here it almost looked like she had two eyes above her eyes, like sitting right there. So she just had a really cool pattern, and she's a really pretty cat. Fast forward, here I am in back here in Atlanta, and the spirit leads me to start pet sitting, and the first like gig I get is pet sitting for two cats. One of them has a pattern that's similar to my Sheba. The other one has a gray and white pattern, but the other one is similar to my Sheba, and it's a boy cat. So it just really showed like the connection, why why you can never look at anything as an accident or a coincidence, because everything is truly divinely ordered. That's how you can see that. Now the second part to the cipher is excuse me, drink some of my water. Thank goodness I have the water. The second part to the cipher is the excuse me, your zodiac sign. The sun sign. So I came in under Sagittarius, November the 26th. And that's actually associated with, and I'm only talking about the feminine aspect because I came into this plane as a female, but there's also a masculine deity associated with this information as well, with these numbers, and with the zodiac. So for Sagittarius, is associated with Shu, and Tefnut. And Shu is they're twins actually, which are associated with lions. And Shu is the masculine, and Tefnut, I think I'm saying it right. I'm saying it as Newt because I think of Newt, you know, the mother goddess, the great mother. Tefnut also has a lion face. So not only is my name associated with a lion deity, or like 2 lion deities. Oh, and also my name is associated with Mao, the cat, which is like the protector and guardian as well. And actually, speaking of Sekhmet, she's actually a warrior goddess. And I won't even get into like some of my aspects, like my fiery side, which you don't want to fuck with, but my fiery side, and how that has related to me my whole life. Even though I came off of this pretty shy girl and reserved girl, if you try to fuck with something that's close to me, you was gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying? Mainly family. Like you don't come against my family, because I protected them more than I protected my own self. You know, which is very similar to Sekhmet. Okay, that Sekhmet energy. However, Sekhmet still, even though she can destroy, she also is a creator, and that energy is still here. But anywho's getting into the Sagittarius part, as I was saying, with the twins, the one having the female having the lion head and everything, and how it just shows the correlation between the two. So yeah, so you should, you know, try doing the Cypher and see what type of energy you incarnated as, because that energy should help you determine like really what you are supposed to be doing. But the easiest way to get to that information is, people always say do something that you would do for free. It's not just that. Like, yes, that is very true. However, you still feel like you're confused and you're not sure, just look for the signs. Like, look for what you've been guided to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, for instance, I always feel like Sekhmet is related to healing. I have always felt like I'm supposed to heal people, and like I used to want to be a nurse, and then I was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to deal with needles, cutting, you know, like pricking nobody and stuff, even though I'm literally having to put a needle in this cat because I have to put a needle in his neck to give him fluids. So I want to having to do that shit anyway. But I'm more on a holistic healing, which holistic just means, you know, spiritual. It's the whole picture. It's just healing whole self. So that's literally, holistic is healing from a spiritual and a physical sense, not just a physical. So I started studying and looking at Reiki, as well as just using your neck, because you honestly already have your life force energy in you. And I even showed you in another video how you can activate your solar plexus chakras in your hands and get the healing force. But you can also activate the life force energy in yourself through breathing techniques and things like that. But yeah, so I know that I'm supposed to be in healing, and you can do healing in all different types of aspects or whatever like that, as well as some form of teaching. So that's why I do my YouTube channel and share things with you. I want to make sure that I spread any knowledge that I gain, and you can utilize it and see what works for you, you know, because that's really what it's about, is finding what works for you. Because even if I tell you something that I do, you can try it, but then you also have to go with what you feel at the same time. It's everything that you kind of read or listen to from other people is literally just giving you like a starting point, and then you add to it. It's like you learning how to meditate. When you first start meditating, you'll start with steps 1 through 5 that you read. But then after a while, it starts to become natural, and spirit starts talking to you and telling you do this and do that, and then you elevate to a higher level. Like, that's how I feel like that's why I know my meditation is getting better and better and better, because I never just stuck with what people said and said you have to do things a certain way. I always made sure that I listened to Spirit. Spirit said, you know, put my crystals in a meditation circle and color coordinate those. And so now I had a color meditation wheel. Then I broke it up into the 4 quadrants to represent east, south, west, and north. And at the time, didn't realize that's what Spirit was having me do. And that actually is really powerful, that particular symbol, which I've been learning since I've been reading more occult and everything, just as well as Spirit had me draw a pentagram, and I drew a pentagram and closed it in a circle, the 5-pointed star. That is powerful as well. So you start, the more and more you start trusting, and that's another thing, you have to trust in yourself. The more and more you start trusting in yourself and trusting that Spirit is guiding you and you don't doubt yourself, that was one of the biggest things, and I'm still working on it. However, that's one of the biggest things that I had to start dealing with and letting go of, is self-doubt. Because when you doubt yourself, you're doubting your magic. And in order for your magic to work, which they say in any movie, like I just watched a movie, the House with Clocks in the Wall or something like that, and they were telling the little boy that when he was being trained on becoming a warlock, they were telling him that, you know, you have to find what works for you. The reason why you have to find what works for you is because you'll be confident in how you do it and how you present it. So confidence is everything. When you claim and say that something, you're manifesting something and you're working your magic, you're doing your alchemy, it's really, if you believe and trust that motherfucker's gonna work, you have to know that it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? You have to know that you have, that you have the magic, and that you are the God, and that whatever you command to be, it is. Thou shalt, then it shall be. You know what I'm saying? So even if you want to say ashe behind everything and put that power. So yeah, it's not necessarily the words. That's another thing they said in the movie. It's not necessarily the words you say. It is the belief in those words. It is, you knowing that shit is going to work. But yeah, so that's really all I wanted to get into. Really mainly was the names during the cipher, with the energy. And like I said, I will put the information about the actually I'll give you the link of the Bobby Hemmitt video that gives you the number system, and it gives you the names, because somebody uploaded a 30-minute video. There are longer videos, and I watched the longer videos, but I'll insert the link of the 30-minute video and from that person's page, so that you can get the information on what energy you incarnated in this plane, and so that you can actually have an idea of what you're supposed to be doing here on this physical plane, besides getting back to full illumination. And like I said, it's helpful because you can study that particular deity, and the name is the most important, and then the zodiac. So that the energy of that name, and then the zodiac is like the secondary, is the way that I took it when that was my perspective when I listened to the video. But yeah, so like I said, Sekhmet is healing, and she's also a protector. She's also a creator and a destroyer. However, mainly focused, she's a healer, and so is her husband. Ptah is a healer. So it just makes a whole lot of sense. And then me being attracted to the Rastafari and being drawn to that, they're definitely into a lot of holistic stuff. I lived on a fucking farm, y'all, and only eating plant-based stuff for the main most part, like no meat definitely, but I was pulling from trees. So getting moringa from the tree, getting bananas, plantains, coconut, really fresh coconut, learn how to crack it with a motherfucking machete, learning how to make my own coconut milk, drinking a lot of coconut water and jelly water, just all kind of stuff, because that farm had so much stuff on it. But then I also purchased things because I supported the community. So yeah, it just lets you see how you fit in, and that's why I know that I'm drawn to holistic things. I'm drawn to being healthy in mind, body, and soul. And well, the soul is already healthy. What fucks the soul up is the soul has been sleeping, and the ego has had, you know, been driving the motherfucking vehicle. So the ego has been literally like crashing the motherfucker. So it had dents all over the place, like dented up, you know, chipping the paint, rim falling off the motherfucker, the bumper, whatever you want to call it. Damn, riding on flats, riding on a damn donut and shit. You know what I'm saying? Not taking care of the car, vehicle, all, not changing no oil on that motherfucker. Like the ego has just been running, you know, running everything down, just downhill or whatever you want to say, but like tearing that shit up. So now the soul, tapping into your soul is bringing your soul back up, so it can now, like, you know, take something that was damaged, something that, you know, was on its last leg, and, you know, raise it back up to where it's supposed to be. That's how I look at my journey. That's really how I look at this shit, you know. And the ego did what it's supposed to do as long as it was supposed to do it for me. And so now, like, been there, done that, and I'm on the path of, you know, divination and self-deification. You know, self-deifying yourself is very important, and the more I read on that, and not just read on it, when I start actually doing it, I'll make sure I do a video on it so that you can know more about that. And of course, I'll also start putting some of the books that I've been reading. I'll start putting that in the descriptions as well, so you can pick that up. As I told you guys, some of the books you can get from archive.com. Archive is ARCHIVE. I'm not .com, .org. Archive.org. And you just search for the book in the little search field, and it'll pull it up if there's a copy. Some of the books are on wait list, so you have to click on the wait list. In order for you to wait, you can read the books without signing up. However, if you want to wait list something, you have to sign up, and you can just sign up with your email address. Everything is free on there or whatever, and you can just read as many books that come up on there and get as much information as you can. And as Brother Panic says, you're turning knowledge into wisdom, and then turning wisdom into understanding. And that's really what it's about, you know what I'm saying? And the way that you change the knowledge into wisdom is you practicing those things, and the way you turn it into understanding is when you're living those things. That's how that part came for me. So all right, my loves, I'm gonna end the video on this note. Definitely appreciate y'all for watching, and, you know, checking a sister out, you know, showing a sister love, and you know, just being the lights that you are. Just keep shining bright. Don't let yourself, because anything that's on the outside that's trying to stop you and block you is really something that's on the inside that's trying to stop you and block you. So you gotta fix that inside first in order for your emanations. In order for your emanations, because people are your emanations. Think about it this way. Think about your soul. Your soul is the clip off. It's the backside of the tree. It's where all of the things that you see is coming from, you know. Or you can look at your soul and subconscious mind. I think of them as being synonymous, you know. But think about it that way. And then, so if you want to change the emanations on that tree, what you're seeing on that tree, you got to change what's going on the inside first. You got to change the way you think, your subconscious mind. Get into the deep darkness of your subconscious mind. Go as deep as you can possibly go to the very bottom of the ocean, and shine light in that area, and change your perspective on certain things. And as Brother Panic says, if you change your perspective, you change your reality. All right, so I definitely appreciate you guys once again. Peace.